Sleepy Joe's legacy is quickly becoming the guy who turns his back on America. He's now officially has the blood of American soldiers on his hands as the commander-in-chief during this debacle of a troop drawdown in Afghanistan. But he's certainly not the first president to fail at his turn at bat and then lie about it. Presidential historian and former advisor to President George H.W. Bush, Doug Weed, joined us, and presidential historian and Reagan biographer Craig Shirley, he joined us as well. Right, Doug, want to get you in here. Want to take a listen to what President Obama said about Afghanistan over the course of his 8 years in office. Take a listen.
We've made progress on some important objectives. High-ranking al-Qaeda and Taliban leaders have been killed, and we've stepped up the pressure on al-Qaeda worldwide.
Tide of war has turned in Afghanistan. We've broken the Taliban's momentum. We've built strong Afghan security forces. We've devastated al-Qaeda's leadership. And 1 year ago, our troops launched the operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Well, Doug, I'll come to you. It seems as if we have learned nothing. We have a president that seems to think that simply because al-Qaeda is gone, that means victory, even though they've been replaced with the same guys who went to work for a different organization with a different name, but the same objective, killing Americans, spreading terror, and reigning in freedom wherever they roam. How do we get to the point where we can actually have America First leadership again? Because clearly this president is very much not interested in anything resembling that.
Well, we're not going to get it with Joe Biden ever. And we wouldn't have gotten it with Barack Obama, whose announced policy was to downgrade ISIS, not eliminate ISIS, but downgrade. He referred to the call to prayer as the sweetest sound on earth at sunset. They did everything they could to appease radical Islam in hopes of diminishing the number of recruits they could make, contrasted to Donald Trump, who said, I'd bomb the hell out of them. Donald Trump was a businessman. Politicians don't understand money. When they need money, they just produce more of it. Donald Trump understood that ISIS needed money from the sale of artifacts from antiquities, and he went after the billionaire collectors who were buying those artifacts, dried that source up, went after the oil that ISIS was selling, dried that up. But now here we go again. Biden is leaving in Afghanistan and billions of dollars worth of weapons behind, just like we did in Iraq, and probably will have the same consequences.
Right, absolutely. Yes. I mean, what a difference a few years makes. Craig, want to come to you, want to play this shot from former President Trump back in 2017.
The consequences of a rapid exit are both predictable and unacceptable. 9/11, the worst terrorist attack in our history, was planned and directed from Afghanistan because that country was ruled by a government that gave comfort and shelter to terrorists. A hasty withdrawal would create a vacuum that terrorists, including ISIS and al-Qaeda, would instantly fill, just as happened before September 11th.
Craig, quickly, it seems as if President Trump was a fortune teller, but then again, yes, most people could see the obvious, that if you create a vacuum, terrorism will fill that vacuum in the region.
Well, Donald Trump obviously was very prescient, and I should have included him with other strong Republican presidents, including Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan. It also obviously includes Donald Trump. Look, the three of us over a drink could come up with a strategy for Afghanistan better than the Biden did and their so-called brain trust. Nobody's resigned, which is a human tragedy. You know, Carter left behind 55 American hostages in Iraq, in Iran, and Biden is leaving behind 1,500 American hostages in Afghanistan, and now we've got a new problem on our hands.
It's an absolute mess. I wish I had more time. Doug Weed, Craig Shirley, appreciate you guys. We've gone from Afghanistan being the last stand to now Afghanistan being overrun. Truly a remarkable and unfortunate thing to see.